Hey folks, Landstryder here, and it's time for another season of Oxygen Not Included. There's been a few major updates since the last time I played. Played on stream / YouTube. Yeah, so we're going to be doing the Tubular upgrade, but they're also going to be taking a look at the automation upgrade, because that one came in too since the last time I did a season. Well, let's get started. I'm going to do a new game. Now we have the option to do a custom game. That's awesome. That's a new thing. I want to go with a world seed that I am super familiar with. This is the one I've been using in all of my testing, so I'm really familiar with where things are. It's not 100%. There's some randomness to it, but for the most part, I will know where things are at if I use this world seed. And we have debug menu. We're not going to be using that, but we do have it. It is kind of nice for some things, especially if you want to see some extra information or you want to fix a mistake or some kind of bug. I don't know. But we're going to leave it on. And we're going to go. Let's go. Let's get started. Hey, Zern. How you doing today? I figured you'd be showing up pretty quick. Let me see here. I think I need to adjust my YouTube chat size just a little bit here, because there we go. That should be a little less interfery. Okay. All right, so we'll name these guys after we got some goods. I want to make sure they have really good. My first 3 dupes are really good. We're only going to take on excellent dupes. There's some certain traits that we're going to completely avoid. But this guy right here is actually pretty good. This guy is pretty good. I want to figure these all out first. That guy is actually not terrible either. I'm okay with narcoleptic. It's not my favorite. This right here bothers me. The stress response. Now that's not a big deal if you manage to keep your colony from ever stressing out. So I think I would be okay with that. Although those two combined are a little bit, maybe a little. Oh, and then a creativity 5 and a learning a 7. Wow, that's actually 3 pretty good dupes. Maybe I shouldn't change those at all. Yeah, let's not change those at all. And I'm gonna go with this one being Twitchi. He looks twitchy, right? I mean, he's dancing, he's got some energy. That's definitely a Twitchi. Bert here. I don't know. Who should Bert be? Maybe that should be Zern. Let's make that Zern. I hope Zern don't mind. He could tell me since he's actually watching. And then this final one over here, the learning and the creativity here. I want to name this after someone that I know is going to watch a stream or give it a name of one of my viewers, I should say. Let's jump over here real quick. Maybe. Give me 1 second here. I'm looking up some viewer names here, see who's been commenting the most on my channel lately. That's one thing I can check pretty easy. Click the right thing. Yeah, there we go. I mean, clearly the most comments on my channel in recent times is Zern. Thank you so much, Zern. I do appreciate it. But who should be number 2 here? I guess we'll call that Darnell. I'm not seeing no other names are really jumping out. Nobody else has wanted to claim one yet. Now, if you do want to get one of the dupes named after you, you should go ahead and post a comment. If you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching this stream later. Yeah, well, you know, it's probably not very likely that you're going to come up with a accurate representation of you in Oxygen Not Included, especially when you start considering positives, positive traits. You want a certain. This right here doesn't matter. It's just a visual representation of a person. Doesn't the details don't matter. These over here are the details that matter. We don't care about what you look like. We only care about what you could do and how you're going to respond, which is down here. So yeah, we are totally colorblind when it comes to the rest of that stuff. Colorblind and somewhat. How about just blind? There we go. We're totally blind to the rest of that. That's the perfect way to put it, I think. Anyway, yeah, this one's good. I'm going to go ahead and like Darnell's not a female in real life, but I'm sure he is not going to care one bit that I name this character after him. Oh, you think the last dupe should be myself? Oh, okay, we could do that. We could do that. With a learning of 7, that actually, in a creativity of 5, that might actually be an accurate representation of me. Again, I'm obviously not a female, or that skin color. I'm not sure what skin color that would be representing there, but give me 1 second here. I got to step away for a moment. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Let's get back to it. And you said we should name this guy Landstryder. Sure, let's do that. I'm an interior decorator. An awesome scientist interior decorator. That probably accurately describes me pretty good. Let's see if we can find a good random name real quick. Leaky Dreamland. I kind of like that. Leaky Dreamland. I suppose we'll go with that. I mean, we can change it later if we really want, but I'm okay with that. So let's embark into the Leaky Dreamland. A bodybuilder, a technician, and a scientist. Yeah, you wouldn't think they would get along very well, huh? Well, the scientist and the technician might, but... Alright. So let's take a quick look at where I'm started here. The nice thing about this seed is it does have quite a bit of fresh water nearby that you can start with. Although this water can be a little bit in the way if you decide that you want to build this direction. So we're not going to build that direction. And then we're going to go up because I know that there is some natural gas up there somewhere, not far. Let's get a little closer look here. I'm going to start with a dig out this direction. We're going to go all the way over there just to kind of give us something. We'll let them start. And then as soon as they get a couple bits of things broken, you see that these pop up down here, and then I can actually tell them to build stuff. And the most important thing to build, first thing, is an outhouse, and I want it built down there. And since I want that to be an official latrine, it's going to need a wash basin eventually, so we're going to put that there. And then we might as well figure that we want that inside a room. And then, of course, we're going to need a ladder down to it. Cancel those. And then, of course, we need to dig out the surrounding rocks so we can actually get there and build those. Then we may as well tell them to put some floor down over this way too. And then the other thing is I want them to be able to go to bed on the first night they're here. That would be super nice. So we're going to oops, not that. Do furniture. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to skip 2 and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are for a future expansion. These are not super important. In fact, let's tell them what is super important. It is super important that you have a latrine. So let's get them on that. That should make them, well, as many of them as can fit, as can work. Right now they can only access one of those blocks, and as they get this ladder down here, at some point 2 of them will be able to get in there and work, but they'll prioritize that over this other stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and speed up the process now. We're ready to go high speed here because we've got plans, we've got things laid out, and yeah, they've got plenty of things to do. So as long as they don't get in trouble, and then we're gonna go right down here to this water. Definitely want to get access to that water as soon as possible, and we're gonna to use the water. We're gonna need a pump. So let's plan that out. Pitcher pump. And then let's start thinking about the next important thing, which is going to be to research new stuff. Well, that's not the next important thing. The next important thing would be to make sure you have a... Hi, Wilfin. Yes, the game has... games have come a long way since Lemmings. Oh my gosh. There's a reference for you. Yeah, no doubt. I did play that game way back. I played Worms too, which is like a... similar. Very similar. To what he's saying, the Lemmings game. Let's clear all these tooltips. We don't need any of these. I mean, I could read through these, but yeah, why would we want to do that? Food source. It seems to think the food source is super important. I don't think so, since we have all this food available, and then as we're digging around and uncovering new stuff, we're going to be digging food out of the ground. Some muck root, which that'll let them survive for now. So we're gonna want a floor in our bedroom here, so let's go ahead and plan that out, and we might as well just enclose that room right now. And in order for these rooms to be considered enclosed, you have to have a door, so let's do that. Let's get rid of some more of this stuff in here. I don't want to dig up the oxalite. I'd rather just let it do its thing for the most part. So we're going to try not to dig that up if we don't have to. So they got their beds ready. They have access to a toilet, and it's the first night. Why did she sleep on the floor? Why am I sleeping on the floor? Oh, because I didn't finish. There's no ground underneath her bed. There's no ground under my bed. Yeah, I had to sleep on the floor. I'll be a little stressed out in the morning, I suppose. That's probably... I'm sleeping on coal, too, isn't it? Yes, I'm sleeping on coal. I'm going to wake up pretty dirty. Pretty dirty. Hey, we got a little hatch down there who's stuck. That's okay. He's in the bathroom. He's probably not going to eat anything too important there. Yeah, I don't think we have... Yeah, there's like one piece of copper ore right there that he could eat. I'm a little concerned about. But so to worry about that, let's put in some storage. And then I'm going to skip. And there we go. And then I want more storage up here. 2, 3. Let's go ahead and put some floor under that. 2, 3. Oh. And I can't do anything else until I dig out some more area. So let's get ready to dig out this big old area right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 tall. And of course, yeah, I gotta wait for them to actually get to doing that. There we go. Now I got I got metal available, not thing. Okay. Basically, just gotta wait for them to go along and do some work till some sand. There we go. Some sandstone's available, and then I want to go ahead and ladder up that way. Do some of that across that way. But more importantly, we want to get our power systems going to go. So straight down from there is the center. Hey, another 3. How you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And then we're going to want to, of course, get ourselves a research center going on. Here, I'm going to go right there. Yeah, that's where I want it. That is where I want it. And then another thing I want to have them have access to, because the life at the beginning here is going to get kind of stressful. So let's go ahead and give a massage table so that they'll be able to use that. And now, yeah, they're stressing out right now, big time, because or well, they're not stressing out. They just can't get things done because they didn't have materials dug up, and then now they have materials dug up, so it's all good. Let's go ahead and tell everything can go in there. Copy those settings over to the other 4 that have been created so far. Well, the next time it streams, I will say zap before that's cool, Zerd. That's cool. I like that idea. Actually, let's dig these couple little blocks out there. That'll help get, you know, dig over this way a little bit. This will give us some material to build with if we just dig over that way a little bit. Actually, don't need to go that far. That's about as far as I need to go for now. I'm just going to be moseying around doing all these little menial tasks that I got them started on so far. The next thing we want to consider in the future is, you know, we want to have a food source, because, you know, colony needs a food source. It's been telling us that for a while, since we first started. Even though it's not stupidly important in the first few days, because you're going to dig up a lot of food out of the ground. It's just random food that can't be farmed anyway, so yeah, this is not a big deal. Not a big deal. Right now we're just waiting on our next duplicate, and since we do have 2 new folks, well, I mean, not new to me, but I mean new since Zern, since 15 minutes ago, I should say. Another 3 and Wolfern. Would either of you prefer to have a dupe named after you? We'll get a the next dupe's going to be coming really soon here, because we're on cycle 3. I believe I get him either about mid-cycle 3 or at the very beginning of cycle 4. We'll see here in a second. But we got space. We got space. We've got a place for them to poo. So we're ready to go. Ready for goo. Let's just get this plan out of the way, because I want to get another latrine going as soon as they open this area up. And we come up here real quick. We can see that, hey, look, this is actually a bedroom. Yay, it's a barracks. This is not currently considered a bathroom, probably because it's too large. Yeah. We're gonna have to cut that space down a little bit. So we'll do that. Let's see here. We'll start by, so just so I can visualize it here, we're gonna go ahead and put in our other latrine. Let's see, one would go here, space there. So we're gonna have a latrine there. Then we would have a statue, something here, another space, and then the wall would go here. And that should do it. That should, if they get that in, that'll cause this to be considered a latrine, and it should give them a little bit of bonus whenever they're in. There it goes. See, I happened to switch over to the thing just at the right time. Today's crazy, yo. Hey, buddy. Man, you change your name more than a leopard changes its spots. That's not the word. More than a chameleon changes its color. How's that? Leopards don't change their spots. Supposedly. I don't know that that's a true statement. I don't know that that's an absolutely true statement. So the other thing we're going to want to do, we need to put a floor under our power/research room down here. And we're also going to want to have a place to store the power that we're going to be generating. It's going to be there and there. Yeah, that'll do. So let's wire this up, because that'll be important before. Now, why did I not connect the wire immediately to the manual generator? Because if they had a wire connected to that manual generator that didn't go anywhere to anything, one of them would get in it and just run it because they think that something needs power. So you're on your way to vacation. Well, you have a great vacation. Where are you headed out to? I hope it's someplace really awesome and warm. All right. Well, that's the end of cycle 3, so we should be getting a new dupe here real soon. Let's go ahead and copy these settings over the couple other ones that have been built. Okay, now that there's a battery for power to be stored in, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the manual generator there. So as soon as they hook up the manual generator, one of them is going to want, see, immediately somebody wants to jump inside. start powering up. Cool, we're all powered up. And now we can start selecting research. This is super important. This is basically the thing I want to get done in today's stream, is get through the research tree. That way I can release. This is going to be the only stream in this series. Let me just clarify that. Let me say it again. This is going to be the only stream in the series. The next episodes are going to be regular video edited releases. So I just wanted to stream this first one because there's a lot of things that go on, and I want to get a little interaction, get some ideas for names to give my dupes. Actually, tomorrow I'm going somewhere, and apparently it's cold. Aww. So the first thing we are going to want to do is advanced research, because we can't get up in any of the other research trees beyond the first tier if we don't have the advanced research done already. So there's basically two ways to approach this. I could go through and just research all the tier 1 stuff, you know, before I even bothered building the supercomputer so I could get further up. But no, that's not what I want to do, because I immediately want this farming stuff. And I suppose the synthesizer hydroponic farm refrigerator is not super important, but I definitely need that farm tile, mess table, and electric grill. Like, I want that before anything else. I really do. Okay, let him get back to it. So Twitchi's doing some research. That's good. And then I can also just kind of dig a little bit out on these two areas right here, just so I can have some material. That's going to be good. Uh-oh, we got a cave in over here I gotta fix. Dig up that encased thing. Waiting to... why? Cancel. Apparently I tried to build those things out of obsidian. I usually don't pay too much attention to what material it automatically selects, but I probably should pay more attention. There we go. And if we're ever going to get to this micro musher, we're going to have to dig this out too. In fact, I'm going to have to dig all this out. And just give this a slight priority so that they get the sand first. That'll do. And then they got the sand right here. Okay. Yeah, now they'll get the sand first so it doesn't fall down and then end up stuck there, you know, causing problems. Oh. Did I miss? I missed it. Missed when this initially became available. So let's go ahead and choose our next dupe. Let's see if we've got Loud Sleeper. That's up. No. Binge Eater with Narcoleptic and Iron Gut. It's not terrible, but we already have an artist. We don't really need you. Now, Learning +4 and Athletics, that is excellent. Narcoleptic is Ugly Crier is good because that's not terrible as far as a stress response goes. It's not going to like decimate the colony if it goes unchecked. So this is going to be our guy. Let's rename him though. Come on. So we're going to name this one. What's going to be? Nobody said, hey, I want a dupe yet. So I do want to have a Dornell. And with, I mean, it's not digging, but tinkering, that's pretty good. Athletics is good. I mean, its strength is what actually is this digging skill, but I don't know. That seems Dornellish enough. There's Dornell. Don't worry, if you do want a dupe named after you, you're going to get your chance. For one, there it comes. For one, I plan to eventually have 24 dupes. At least. Maybe more. So, you'll have your chance. And two, what was... Oh, fleeing. Okay, we're okay with that. And the other thing is, some dupes are probably going to die. You'll have to give me a name to put on him today, because I'm not sure what you would want me to call him, because you always have a different name. All right, our research is done. Let's choose some more research before we continue, so we can keep them moving. And you know, usually I go straight for that, but I think I only need this tier, so let's only do that tier to there. Do I no? Sometimes what? I read a little bit of the Landstryder. Do you think you should get some oxygen? No, we don't need all. Oh, yeah. Probably it would be a good idea. In fact, right here would be a great place for oxygen, right? Right in here somewhere. We do it right there. We need one there. And this little gap that I left right here, that's for oxygen. And we'll go ahead and put oxygen up there too. So there we go. We'll have some 3 oxygen generators, and that's probably going to be sufficient for the 7 dupes that we're going to be running the first 60 days with. So call it Hollywood. Okay, you will get the next one there, buddy. Absolutely. Hollywood will be next. Hollywood. Most people don't know that reference. Let's get those guys set up to accept all that stuff. And of course, now that we actually run out, we put some oxygen generator things up. Let's run some power to them so that they may work. And the other thing we're going to need as soon as possible is our supercomputer. We're going to put that right here. And then power that up. And I wouldn't mind having some actual tiles under that. It's always nice. Do that too. And I like to keep an eye on where my hatches are and my materials are, because I don't want my hatches to eat up copper. And you see I have some copper right here, so let's sweep that up with a high priority before he eats it. You see he's eating my resources up here. Let's just sweep that all up. Everybody work on that. Everybody work on that. Sweep. So what exactly did I miss in the chat? What did I miss? Oh, the notice the dupe, yeah. Yeah. I should have hit it like at the very beginning of cycle 4. It's not super important. It's not super important. This is probably gonna come up. There's probably gonna come one time here soon that I'm gonna be like, I don't want that dupe, and just just cancel them all. Don't want any of them. Well, narcoleptics are kind of throwing a wrench in things right now. Now let's check our... Okay, yeah, we're good. Still good there. And I kind of want you... Okay, no. Somebody's working on it. I was about to prioritize it, but Dornell's on it. So we're good there. All right, supercomputer up and running. We have water for it. We have power for it. We have oxygen now. I'm feeling good about this little start here. Doing pretty good. So the next thing we're waiting for is our... In fact, let's just cancel all of that. And there's a good reason for that. I'm gonna go ahead and set this to dig. Set that to dig. All right, let's check our oxygen, make sure we're... Oh, they didn't get this one powered up, so... They can have some thin air in the bedroom until... For a moment. Won't be long. Yep. He just picked up some algae. They're delivering algae around to it. All right, we're good. We are good. No, in fact, I thought yeah, I even got my Oblivious. I mean, this stream is rated OB. I was just like, wait a minute, Of course I don't read chat. I even have a little image that says I don't read chat. Yes, that in fact, yes, sir. Exactly. This area right here where I just told them to dig out is going to be the farm. As soon as they get the research done. Zern, well, you're sleeping on the job, man. You need to be researching that farm equipment. Come on, buddy. Wake up. Wake up. Okay, Twitchi, come along. Pick up the slack. Alright, so now we have a place where we can make food if we need to. So, I mean, we can, you know, tell them to make a few mush bars just to make sure we don't run out of food. Although, this guy is going to annoy the heck out of me. In fact, you can't be there, buddy. You cannot be there. Come here, you. Get rid of you. Oh, and it is me getting rid of him, too. Yum. And Dornall eats the meat. Yummy meat, he says. And the reason I don't want that guy there, I mean, really don't want him there, is because this is going to be my food production level. And if there's a thing, if there's hatch, if there's a hatch walking back and forth eating my food all the time, it's going to starve my dupes. I don't want that. I really don't want that. But there we go. There's our food tiles ready to go. We can go farm tiles. Farm tiles. Actually, cancel these, that, and that one. And the rest of those can be farm tiles. These need to be just regular tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And kind of explain all that later. We're going to have a little bit, piece of a ladder there. Then we're going to go ba-ba-da-ba-da. This actually just needs to be dug. And then, where's it at? Where's it at? Food, farm tiles. And then we're going to go across here all the way. Except for that, yeah. No, all the way. Yeah, that's right. Or is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's give them the priority. We need food, right? We want to have our food production ready to go. So 7 on that. And actually, let's prioritize this little section right here is 7. Primarily because I want them to seal this room back up. Because if we look right now, it's going to tell us this is not a barracks because of that one little open gap. Oh well, they're a little less restful sleep tonight because they didn't seal that up. There they go. They'll get it. I'm a little concerned about this hatch going back and forth eating all this stuff, so maybe I should sweep this. Let's give them a 9 priority here. Just let's clean this main hall up, guys. Yes, there's a lot of algae. Look at all the, I mean, there's this giant patch of algae right here if I run out. There's all this algae over here. This is a great seed. And if we look right here, this is the other reason I super like the seed. There's my natural gas. It is quite close to the base. I don't got to go very far to get to it. And then there's some other, and then look, there's a thing right over here too if I really want to get to it. One of those, one of the little remote base things. Alright, so we want this row to be mealwood. We want it to have a priority of 6. And then as soon as they finish this row across here, I'll copy those settings across. And then we'll have our food production pretty much sorted for, well, for the first 60 days at least. And that'll get us our research done. We should be at 7 dupes. And we should have a fairly reasonable looking base when it's all said and done. Oh, we need to set up some research here. Everybody's not researching, which is okay. I kind of like to go with this one for the second one just so I can like start beautifying the base to keep the stress level down as quickly as possible. Almost done with that last one. As soon as that, like I said, as soon as these farm tiles get done, we're going to go ahead and copy the settings from this crossed. There we go. Oh, I heard. I guess what I heard. I heard it this time. I didn't actually see it, but I heard it. Choose a dupe. Okay, so we're gonna get Hollywood today. This time. Binge eater. That's not terrible otherwise, but yokel grease monkey. Learning could be better. Ooh. Ugly crier, biohazard. Biohazard can be iffy if you're not, you know, keeping a sanitary base, but I think I've got the sanitary base thing kind of covered. That's hilarious. He's a biohazard with an iron gut. But a quick learner. And I'm going to go with quick learner. Yeah, we're going to do that. Well, yeah, because this guy is immediately rejected. I don't care about any of his other stats because I see flagellant. And I'm going to say, no. Natural gas is for the generator. Yes, it is. Yes, it will be. It would be our main power source eventually. That's a long ways off and it's probably not going to happen during the stream. But this guy right here is going to be our Hollywood. Hollywood. He actually kind of looks like Hollywood if you... just a little bit. Hollywood. Not the guy in the stream, the character from the movie. Just to clarify, guys. Because I have no idea what Hollywood looks like in real life. The guy in the chat. not the guy from the movie. Now everybody's going to be like, what movie is he talking about? All right, we're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, basically we're at that point where we can just like kind of let it cruise for a bit and start considering, you know, what we want to, you know, start laying out other stuff. So in an effort to start laying out other stuff, let's bring this up to all the way up to this room. Let's bring, and I was a little, yeah, I might want to wait on this, you know, because once I start coming up into this area, and I'll show you real quick, once I start coming up here, I'm going to have to start worrying about slime lung. And it's not too hard to deal with if you're just a little bit cautious. You know, and you just set, you know, you keep them from dragging the slime all through the base. You know, that's the main thing. Keep them from dragging the slime around through the base. And the stuff that's infected with slime lung, you don't want them dragging that. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to set this to only left. There we go. That way they don't have to wash their hands to go to the bathroom. They only have to wash their hands after they go to the bathroom. Yep, germ status, actually. You wanted to see it, there it is. They're really not bad. They got a little bit of food poisoning germs, but they don't matter. Barely, hardly matter. Not sure why there's some up there, but okay. But the germ load is very low. Very low right now. And we have 100%. Everybody's got 100% immunity, so we're good. No immunity issues. Stress level is still nice and low, though. Hollywood, you just got here and you're all stressed out. What's up? I don't know. The next thing we're going to want to do is just clear some area down here. And this is primarily just so we can, and I want to get this set up. How did I do this before? Yeah, 1, 2, like that, and then a ladder, 3 there, and then tiles. Yeah, I just wanted to set that up real quick because eventually, well, what I was saying, I want them to dig this out down here because they're going to get, they need some place for all this carbon dioxide to go. If we look here real quick, this is building up with carbon dioxide, which is good. That's where we want our carbon dioxide to build up. But there's not much space for it to go down in there, and it'll only compress so much. So if I don't give it some more space to expand into, it will eventually push its way up into the base, And if it pushes the way up enough, it can actually shut down this deoxidizer. If this gets completely covered up with carbon dioxide, it'll stop emitting oxygen because there's no place for it to go. Alright, they're looking good over this way. Food shortage. We'll make another round of mush bars, and then hopefully these will get going pretty quick. Okay, the other thing we need to do to reduce some stress here, and everybody's got to get on this, let's sweep up the bedroom, because it has been a mess since the very beginning. What? No, mop. I don't want to mop, I want to sweep. There's no water here. There we go, sweep that. So once they clear the bedroom out of all that nasty junk. Oh, and by the way, how are we doing on research here? Okay, cool. We're very, very, very close to having the access to the statues and pictures, which is exactly what I want. But yeah, if we look at the decor, I mean, look how stressing this is. It's like -76. Yeah, clean up the bedroom, guys. Clean up the barracks. And then that'll, reduce this. You notice we gain stress overnight because they didn't like where they were sleeping because it's so cluttered. So we're gonna clean that up. And something else I need to do is okay. I just want to make sure that I haven't discovered another material that could be stored yet. Yet I have not. So now if we look in here, it should be, yeah, look at that. It's almost in the green. And to get it up into the green, we're going to go ahead and, where's it at? There it is. Blank canvas. I knew it was about to be researched. The research finished. We're going to go, oop, nope. Cancel. Actually, cancel. I almost forgot that I do want to have some space in there. And to do that, I just offset the 3 in the middle, and now I have these. Let's get out of this. Get out of that view. And now I have these spaces right here later that I can use to put vents in, and I could even put micro pumps in there if I wanted to, but there's no need. I don't think there will be a need anyway. But I needed a place for a vent so that I can deliver oxygen to this room later on directly, because I mean there's going to be 8 people sleeping in this bedroom. They're going to be sucking that oxygen up real fast, so I'll be needing to pump it in. Right now it's not an issue because I have an oxygen generator right in the bedroom. Eventually this is going to go away though, and that's going to become my 8th bed for the barracks. Yeah, food. Okay, well, now we're good again on the food. Yeah, they finished making up the next couple mush bars. That's good. That's good. All right, when we're done with the research, we need to pick a new research. Yes, we have actually a couple artists. In fact, I should go in and set that so that only the artists can do the. I think I have 2. But yeah, we want to set that so that only the artists are doing things. So the next most important thing, I believe, is upgrading our power system so that we don't have to do our duplicate stuff. That way our duplicate doesn't have to be always on the hamster wheel down here. So we're gonna try and get our coal generator going, and we're probably gonna put it right down here, right in this area here. I'll put our coal generator. And yeah, artist. It just said something about that. Art. We don't want anybody else. Ah, I'm the artist. That's right. I'm the artist. Close that up. So I don't know who did the first masterpiece. It must have been someone with decent art skills anyway. So, but from now on, only I will be doing the artwork. Only I. I think we're looking pretty good. We are looking pretty good here. The other thing we need to get up and going is our compost heap to start dealing with things. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in another outhouse. Oh, this is perfect. Look, we got 2 hatches down in there. That's kind of exactly what I want. Although I don't. Yeah, what would be nice is is if they burrow in over here, and then I can put a door here, and that'll keep them in that little combined area. They didn't go where I wanted them to. Okay. Oh well. Well, actually, I do know how to fix that. The best way to fix that would be to go like this. Dig the algae out right there, and then the only place that they will be able to dig in is over here, so that when the next day cycle comes after this gets dug up, I'll be able to put a door here that they will not be able to get out of, and then I'll have 2 hatches trapped, and that should be good. I don't really need any more than that. I mean, I don't actually need them at all, to be honest. I have more than enough coal on the map to keep the coal generator going as long as it'll be going. But they're nice to have around because they're cute. The duplicants like them, so. I don't believe that we have insufficient oxygen generation. I'm just not buying it. So I'm just going to ignore that. We know about the rest of this stuff. Now, did that... Okay, still researching down here. So they must have finished their first... Yeah, they finished the first tier of power upgrades, which is great. Now we have switches and bridges and bigger batteries. So let's go ahead and replace one of these batteries with a bigger battery. This will make sure that they have continuous oxygen supply overnight as well. That'll make that a lot better. And as soon as they put that one back in, we'll deconstruct, excuse me. As soon as they build this one, I will deconstruct this one. And yeah, they got lots of stuff to do, so it doesn't look like I need to assign any new tasks right now. They're busy, they're building stuff. What I do need is to start more decorating. So let's get this bathroom a little less terrible. Okay, let's do that. That. Dink, dink. Oh yeah, that's right. That's actually supposed to be... So that'll go there. Put one there. One there. And go ahead. I'm actually going to give them a little more building tasks right now, so... That's right. I'm trying to remember exactly how I had this laid out. It really doesn't. I don't have to be exact. It'll eventually get there to a super high efficiency thing. And what I did here, I believe, yeah. Let's deconstruct that one, and I'll show you why here in a second. But I do want to get a couple more of these going over here. I want 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to go 3 there. Oh, bedtime. And I can pick a new guy. Oh yeah, the decor in the bedroom should be really good now. In fact, they're gonna... Oh, look at that. They love sleeping in here now. They just love it. Love it. So that's gonna really majorly reduce our stress every night. So that means that I can get them to do more stressful things during the day without having to worry about overstressing them. The next thing will be to get this bathroom cleared up. But they spend a lot more time down here, so, you know, if I'm going to clean an area, like, for, you know, for visual, or for decor, I should go ahead and be like, okay, we need some statues here, and here, and here, and, oop, not there, furniture, statue, you know, we need one there, and of course we're going to want, you know, some pictures on the walls, too. There we go. So that'll help that area as soon as I get to it. But now that they've got that other battery done, let's go ahead and deconstruct this one. That way we can go ahead and get our big battery right here. Also looks like they're done researching on the power line or power tree that I told them to. So next thing up is going to be the plumbing. We're going to want to get them to some automated plumbing. So let's go ahead and tell them to work on that. Give them just a slightly higher priority right there. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, and we got a duplicate to choose. It's beginning of the next, or it's middle of the next cycle. I mean, it's not super important that I'm like right on it. Did we have? Was there somebody else that one of so flatulent doesn't give a natural gas bonus. It might, but the last time I checked, natural gas made or flatulent dupes made polluted oxygen. So I really don't want to have any more polluted oxygen in my base than I have to deal with. Gastrophobia, quick learner. Whoa, yeah, I'll take this person. Pacifist buff. That's not bad. This would have been a good choice too, but this one's so much better. This is not a bad choice either. This is debatable. This is debatable. This should have been my Dornall. This really should have been my Dornall. But let's see. Wilfin, I think we're gonna give you the next name, because even though you haven't like spoke up and said, "Hey, I want a dupe named after me," you're here, and yeah, we're gonna go with this guy. We're gonna go with the bodybuilder. Yep. Oh, if that's particularly offensive to you that I named a female after you, then you know, we can change it next time around. But there we go. Wilfrin, welcome. Welcome to the base. And there's our 7 dupes. So we're good. We will be choosing no more dupes during the stream. So whenever this does come around to a new dupe, it's just gonna have to sit there and wait. But if you want to be well, if you want one of the dupes named either after you, or you just want to name a dupe, please do leave a comment, and I will try to get you in. Hopefully I will be able to take on a dupe for everybody that wants one. If I find that there's a big demand, I might expand to a super base. Right now, my ultimate plan is to just get a really solid, functional, self-sustaining base. We're actually not too far off from that. In fact, let's go Life Loaf Continuous Priority 7. We need that done. And then I also want to say consumables. Nobody is allowed to eat meal lice, and nobody is allowed to eat bristleberries, because they're ingredients. If I save the ingredients to make the higher stuff, yeah, we all knew it was kind of a whoopsie. Yeah. If I say, yeah, food shortage, blah blah blah, cycle 11, but we got 2 more researches done. Good. Don't believe that it says there's a food shortage. Just ignore that. It's really not, because look at all this. Look at all this up here, and basically all these mealworms. Basically that, yeah, meal lice 57. So that's actually going to double as soon as they turn it into, what do they call them? Lice bars or whatever. What is it called? Lice loaf. As soon as they turn that stuff into lice loaf, it's going to double its calorie count. It's great. So this little farm right here is going to be more than enough to support our 7 dupes. In fact, it's actually going to be, overproducing. It's okay. Now, I think that there's a way to like use the excess mealworms to create other resources, but I'd have to look up specifically how that works. Let's copy these settings over to these guys. There we go. And then I also want to put a picture there, because you can see there's a little bit of a red area right there. Picture there, that'll help that a tiny bit. And then we're gonna go picture there, because we want to have, nope, food, under food. We want to have our electric grill, 1 there and 1 there. And there's a good reason I want to have 2 electric grills right off the bat, because I would like to have one set to, well, as soon as it gets done, I'll explain it better. Looks like we need to prioritize these toilets a little bit better so that they get cleaned out and we don't clog them all up at one time. That would be super bad. We also need to fill in this tile finally now that the oxalite burned its way out of there. How did this guy get... Oh, okay, that guy's always been there. But at this point, we've got a ton of stuff for them assigned to do, and they're just going to go around and, you know, do it. And it's going to take time. Yeah, the carbon dioxide. Well, I did tell them to dig this out down here, and they're working on it. Let's check the carbon dioxide levels right now. It's good thing to keep an eye on. Good thing. Yeah, no, we're good. We're okay. As long as I keep occasionally coming down here and digging some of this out, we'll be all right. We will be all right. And the problem this I don't like right here. So now we've got some polluted oxygen in here because we had some contaminated dirt sitting around. Oh, and some contaminated water. Ugh. So we do need to figure out a way to get over and get a place to start storing our contaminated water. But I'm not going to be too concerned about it right this moment. More power. Yes. In fact, that is one of the reasons we researched this coal generator, because I wanted to put it down here. Nope, nope. One over. One over. Base power. Coal generator. Dig that out. And then, of course, run our power line. Right, like so. And because I want them to give this... Because if we get the power coming off of the coal generator, then we won't have a dupe tied up here constantly. Right now is constantly. In fact, it doesn't even provide enough power to keep the O2 things running overnight. So let's prioritize that. That's kind of super important, guys. Let's give that a 7. Let's also give the power lines connecting it to the rest of the system a 7 so that gets done. So they're going to work on that with priority. All right, doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, they keep running out of power because one hamster wheel is just not enough to keep up with what we got going on. We've got 2 research centers, and the 3 oxygen generators can be quite a bit. And anytime the microbe musher is running, I mean, look at this thing. It's a massive. I mean, we need to go to the power grid. It's a massive drain on the power. 240 to run that thing, and it runs almost all the time. You know, once this garden is in full swing now. So yeah, this is going to run almost all the time. The microbe musher there making the lice loaves, maybe 50% of the time, at least 50% of the time. Would be fun if pumping CO2 into the food production was beneficial. It actually is slightly beneficial, and you'll see why, you know, eventually. Here, Wolford. In fact, actually cancel that one because that needs to be just a standard tile there, and we're gonna come up like that because I don't have ventilation yet. We haven't done that research. But yeah, we are going to pump CO2 into the bottom of this garden area. And that is because if we look here, I can show you right here. If we look, we want to grow mushrooms down here. They require an atmosphere of carbon dioxide. So yeah, you do actually get some benefit in the farming region from, you know, having a carbon dioxide environment. The nice thing about that is, if I really wanted to, I could make the meal lice. I could make them grow in carbon dioxide too. They really don't care what atmosphere it is, just as long as it has some sort of atmosphere. But we do need to select a new research, and the next most important thing is probably going to be a water filtration thing. We want to filter our water back out. So before I even bother with putting in any plumbing and, you know, automated plumbing and having nice toilets and stuff, I'm gonna make sure I have someplace somehow to deal with the dirty water that's coming out of them. Because I don't want to just dump it out into the environment. That makes all kinds of nasty oxygen, and, you know, it causes other problems. So I would like to be able to just completely just recycle it right back into my water supply. And it also keeps me from, you know, using as much water because I'm putting back some as I'm taking it out. Yeah, it'll be good. So So we're gonna get that going. Why is waiting? Oh, and oh yeah. That'll work itself out eventually. Up in there, we're good. We're good. That's all good. Okay, now that these electric grills have actually been created and they're ready to be set, this one is going to say fried mushrooms, continuous. And this one over here is going to say gristleberries, continuous. That way, if any of that stuff ends up on the ground or they pick it up or they have access to that, it's just going to automatically come and cook it. Now, mushrooms can only be eaten once they're cooked, so I don't have to worry about them eating the raw mushrooms. And I've already set the jobs up here. In the jobs, or not the jobs, but the consumables. I've already set the consumables so that nobody can eat raw bristleberries. They can eat the gristleberries. They can eat them after they're cooked, but they're not allowed to eat them before they're cooked. And same with the meal lice. If I just let them eat meal lice, they would go around and pick them up off of the floor, and it's just kind of a waste of a resource, because I can easily double that if I just allow it, make sure that it goes through the microbe musher first. So, you know, there's my logic with all that. How does this look? Even though, even though I've got these really nice statues, this place is still terrible because there's a bunch of junk on the floor. So, this might be a good time to say, sweep this up. Priority 7. Sweep that up. All right, let's give our coal generator just a slightly higher priority now. And that should force them into, you know, keeping the power going. Keep the power on. But we only need it to run if the battery's like lower than, say, 20%. And I can actually just type in here 20%. And I really only want them to operate this if it's like less than 5%. I mean, I do not want them to do the hamster wheel unless they have to. Okay, you see we've got the printing pod ready to go with our next dupe. I'm going to look, but I'm not going to choose one. I'm going to look, because I want to make sure that there's one in here that's going to be a good choice. In fact, there's a good choice right there. So this is also not a good choice. Mouth breather, I'm not really interested in mouth breather. Gastrophobia, this is actually a good choice too. You know, so what? She can't cook. But the strength is excellent, and having the construction and the immunity is probably good too. So this would probably be my choice out of these guys. But the main thing is I wanted to make sure that they weren't all rejects, because if they were all rejects, I was just going to hit the reject. That way, when I did go to choose one, I'd have a different choice. Now, this thing right here is a super big problem, this polluted water here. And it's going to be causing me issues big time, because if we look, we've got some polluted oxygen in this general area. It's just something we're going to have to deal with for the time being until we get a little bit more advanced. And it's not the end of the world. So it just, I think it stresses them out and lowers their immunity slightly for having to breathe it. But yeah, it seems like the majority of the dupes, you know, there's things to do. They're not really digging because there's just too many other things to do, like keep water in the supercomputer and water the plants, and you know, keep the microbe musher running. This is one slight disadvantage of it. You can see that they're having to run back and forth up and down the ladder to get the water up there. There's probably a slightly more efficient layout here. You know, maybe to bring up one of these pitcher pumps and put a little water reservoir like really close to this, because it's not that big of a deal. There we go. And now that the coal generator's running, yeah, we're gonna have power overnight. We're gonna have continuous oxygen production. Look at that. That's nice to see. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just tell them to start digging out some of these other areas. You know, just getting it ready. And then we can add... Oh, almost forgot. There's one more room that I kind of want to get done soon. Make sure I should still have it. Oop, what I hit? F. No, G. G for dig it out. Dig it out, guys. But we don't want them to dig the oxalite. We'll leave that. Just the oxalite. And we're going to make this a room because this is going to be the mess hall. And that should complete our rooms. Let's get our... Is it under furniture? Yes. Mess hall. Mess table. All the way across. And then, because I want a nice, pretty mess hall, we're going to put paintings all the way across too. Alright, let's go priority 6. I'm going to priority 6 that across there. I guess I have to priority 6 the floor here too, if they're gonna get to it. If they're gonna get to that area. All right, that should do. That should do. All right, people are researching. All right, I think it's time to give research a little bit higher priority than everything else. I want them to be researching if there's something to research. And if the power level does drop down below 5% in the batteries, they really need to be on it. So let's give that a priority 8. Now, even though it has a high priority, it's still not gonna care. It's basically gonna completely ignore that until the batteries in that particular system drop below 5% of their total. So as long as the coal generator is running and not everything is running up here, we're probably fine. They'll probably never get back in this hamster wheel, at least not for the time being. When I start adding a few more devices, particularly, did this get done? No, wait, oxygen, is it under oxygen? No, it's under refinement. Yeah, we're currently still researching it. So once the plumbing and stuff gets done, speaking of plumbing, we can start laying some of that out. Now I'm thinking about it, because our water pump is going to be down here. Also, it'd be nice to have a nice... I like having a nice square area for my basin, or my water reservoir, is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to bring that up to there. Yeah, that's what I want. And how did I do this before? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just like that. That'll look good. Dig that out. Bring that tile over one more, and bring the ladder up one. And get that dug out there. Because is it done? Yes, it is done. Good. Okay, so there's our water sieve, and we want that to be right here. Or that's where I want it. Maybe you don't want it there, but that's where I want it. And that's going to have a liquid vent, and I want that liquid vent right at this level, right there. So let's start planning out some plumbing, some liquid pipe. We want to make sure we're making that out of sandstone. We're good there. That's going to run down here over to there. That's going to put our water back into the system. Now, the water coming up out of the reservoir needs to come up to the bathroom. It's the only place we're going to be. And there's going to be something there. There's going to be something right there. There's going to be something right there, right there. And this compost pile is eventually going to get moved too. Oh, pretty quick. And now the really awesome thing is I know exactly where I played this game off. I know exactly where I'm going to put things and where their in and out ports are going to be, so I can go ahead and do this. Because I know that's where if I put a shower right there, it'll be plumbed. It'll be ready to go. And then I could do that for each one of these other little spots here. And basically what that means is as soon as I build, if they get this plumbing done first, as soon as I build something there in one of those spots, it'll be immediately ready to work if all the plumbing is in. There we go. Simple as that. Of course, we're a little ways off. Research. One more thing that we need to get going real soon. We need that carbon skimmer. We want to get rid of our carbon dioxide. We want to get rid of some of our carbon dioxide, not all of it. But, you know, more on that later. We're not to the point where we're ready to grow mushrooms, so it's not a big deal. Jeez. Dig up. Priority 9. Come on. We need to get that unburied up there. That's terrible. All the sand in the mess hall. Alright, and I don't care too much that there's a hatch in there. It's not too bad. Amy will occasionally eat food that they drop in there, and that's okay. But I don't really want them eating up all these other resources that are just randomly laying here. And this is a freaking mess. We look in the decor. I mean, even though I've got my decor up pretty good because of the, look, minus 67 because of the debris around. So once that's up a little bit higher, they'll be ridiculously happy to spend time in that room. So there's a hatch under the water. Yeah, it's... Oh, yeah, there. Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of hatches around. I think there's actually 2 hatches right there. I think they've synced up to the point where you can't tell that there's 2 there. Yeah, power's going, everything's happening, we're doing great. Research is happening. So yeah, I mean, basically at this point we're just at the point where we just you know, sit back and watch what happens. You know, I'm already moving as fast as it'll go, so I can't speed it up any further without using some kind of hack. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the drowning hatches. I mean, they're nice to have around, but the coal is not nearly as important as it was in previous builds, I should say, because, you know, there's a lot of other there's a lot more power sources available to you. In fact, you really don't want to use this coal generator any more than you have to. Early in the game here, early in the thing, I have to use it because, well, for one, I want my dupes, I want my power system to stay full power, and I don't want to have a dupe manually generating the power because then he can't be doing other things. But yeah, I think we just have to, and that was research being done. Yeah, that was research being completed. That noise. So let's start thinking about our gas problem and our heat problem all at once. Because I believe the next thing we're going to want is to be able to create the insulated tiles, airlocks, and we definitely need to pump some gas around. So let's just go ahead and say, well, these 2 things up here are not really important, but I do want to have access to insulated tiles as soon as possible. And the reason for that, if we come over here and look at the heat overlay, look at that. Look at how hot it is over there. This thing also produces a lot of heat. So what we want to do is we want to insulate our garden area so that we can very well control the temperature in there eventually. We're not going to be able to, we don't have the equipment to control the temperature right now. But the first key to being able to control that temperature is going to be able to, to change these outside walls into insulated walls to keep that heat from seeping over into the base and to keep any heat from above seeping down into the garden. So we're definitely going to want to work on that. Alright, so that gives us some basic ventilation stuff. Now we can pump some gas around. Now what I like to do, I mean, what I'm going to want to do eventually is pump some CO2 into this area, right here. Now, if we look, I do not have any atmospheric ceiling doors yet, so we're going to wait till we get to that point before we can put the door seals in here. So what I will do is, I mean, I'll show you real quick just what the, this is not the door I need to use, but once I get an airlock, I'm going to put one on its side right here and then I'm going to put a second one right above it on its side. And the reason for that is it'll keep this room sealed off from the rest of the base, but it'll also keep the bottom area sealed off from the top area so that I can pump the CO2 into this little area down here, and I won't have to, and it won't let it out. I mean, it'll let a little bit out when they go in and out, but the idea is to get this pressurized with CO2 so that when they open the airlock, maybe a little CO2 comes out, but nothing will go in. You know, I'm okay with a little CO2 coming out. I just don't want any oxygen getting in, because I'm going to eventually want to put some refrigerators right here. 1, 2, 3 refrigerators. And that will allow for storage of my food without degradation. If I can get it into a sterile gas. Oh, I see. Okay, yep. Our CO2 is getting a little thicker. Okay, we need to, like, also, did we got, yes, airflow tiles. Yay, airflow tiles. So let's go ahead and get the air flowing through the base a little better. I definitely needed those. What'd I do there? Oh, I see. Let's do it that way then. Nope, base air tiles. We'll do it like that. And then over here I want to go 1, skip 3, 1, skip 3, 1, skip 3. There we go. Just like that. And then we'll do the same thing on the next level. So that the this just lets the CO2 go up and the carbon, or the CO2 go down and the oxygen disperse a little more evenly. And we go ahead and say this is going to be tiles. It's going to be tiles. And then we're eventually going to need to tile out this way too. But what I want right here is, yeah, I want to do it like this. Yep, just like that. Yeah, just like that. Now it's going to come across to there like so. Okay, what was that? There was like a noise. Did that change my duplicate list? What? No. Made some weird noises there, but those are still my same choices. Okay. I think you should give the diving stuff a higher priority now. Maybe. Maybe. Especially this area down here. Actually, this, yeah, would be a wall. Right like that. There we go. And that'll let the CO2 kind of drift down here, because I want this little too wide gap to be a bit of a CO2 trap where I can pump that and then grab that CO2 and pump it back up here. How is our plumbing? Yeah, you know what? Prioritize here. We need a little priority on this right here. Yes. In fact, all of that needs to be priority 6. Yeah, we need to finish our water system. I'd like to get that water system finished, and maybe that's a good point to wrap up the stream once we get an actual plumbed bathroom. We had ventilation under our floor tiles at my job. Good for cooling beverages. Nice. Maybe we'll wrap up at that point when we get that bathroom finished. But let's think about the next thing that I'm going to need researched. Now, need researched is probably going to be the petroleum generators and, well, the natural gas generator. specifically. Although, yeah, we got that. We've got the electrolyzer ready to go. We can consider making our electrolyzer room pretty soon too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, work on this. Because at this point it doesn't actually work on that. Work on that. It just, because once I get the hydroponic farms and the refrigerator, I can finish off the garden area. So yeah, I'll have them do that next. But while they're doing that, we're just going to let them finish this off. And that's going to be ready any moment now. So let's go ahead and deconstruct that and deconstruct this first toilet. Because plumbing, we want a lavatory, want it in on priority 9. It's going to go there. And then the other thing that we need, I want an actual sink. That's also going to go in on priority 9 as soon as they deconstruct that one. Did they not get the deconstruct? Yes, I got the deconstruct message. Nobody's deconstructing it though. Hello? How about we give it a higher priority and then they'll actually work on it. There we go. So sink priority 9. That needs to go in. And nothing's gonna happen because I still got a couple pipes here waiting material delivery. And somebody should come along any moment now to finish that, right? Hollywood? No? He's digging. There he goes. There, somebody put, and there's material delivered, and I think that's it. Is that connected? Is that everything connected? Let's check. Everything is connected. Oh, we didn't power our pump, so that's the next. That's the final nail in that coffin. Is we just need to drop some wire down to it. And as soon as that wire goes in, we're good to go. I should have prioritized that. Prioritize. Get that done, guys. Get that done. And then, yeah, as soon as we get our power to our pump, our plumbed bathroom things should start working. Now I gotta wait for another night cycle to pass. What did recently... Oh, okay, space heater, not interested. We can start thinking about laying out the hydrogen generator room, or the oxygen generator room with the electrolyzers. I haven't... How did that get there? Dig that up, priority 9. Get that out of there. And we're pumping. We're pumping. Look at that. We now have a functioning bathroom. Okay, so we go ahead and deconstruct, deconstruct, and deconstruct. Because we want to have our lavatory coming. Plumbing. Lavatory. Yeah, we're getting to that point where it's gonna be it's gonna start getting grindy. So there's not gonna be a whole lot of new things going on, other than occasionally I'm gonna be, you know, having to select a new research until that gets done. But basically, yeah, we're at that point where I could just, you know, I don't need to expand the base anymore at the moment. I could just ride the coal generator out to the end of the research till the research gets, you know, all the way done. Probably be all right, especially since I am about to put in a carbon skimmer. And I want that to be up one tile like this. It's just like a little higher, just like that. And to get that, you know, I'm going to do airflow tiles right there, because it has to be on the floor. But the reason I wanted that up just a little bit is so that it doesn't, because I want this down here to fill up with carbon dioxide. I want it to fill. Don't forget to assign the sink. Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. Yes, we only need them to, we only need it to be that direction as they leave the room. Let's go ahead and prioritize all that. And the other bit of plumbing we definitely want in here is a shower. There we go. I almost forgot. I'm supposed to have a sculpture there and there too. Or I can have a sculpture there and there. So yeah, now they're super ecstatic about having to go to the bathroom. Look at that. Look at the decor level in here. Look at that decor. Even though I've got a few things in there messing with it, I'm still like plus 80, 88. You know, so yeah, they don't mind being in the bathroom now. Hollywood in the shower right off the bat. All right, let's check our oxygen levels for a second here. See, just to see how that. Cool. Look, all of our carbon dioxide is down here where it needs to be. Yeah, insulated tiles and airlock doors. I don't have access to the airlock doors I want yet because I want the powered ones. So, well, I can put in the manual ones for now. I'll be all right. Which is like just those two like that. They're gonna be like that. And then I can kind of plan the garden out a little bit more here. Because I now have access to the hydroponic tiles that I'm going to want to have in. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, skip 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip 1, 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then I'm going to go up 3, and then we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Actually, that was 6 in the middle. It was 3, 3. Yeah. And the reason they are that distance apart is because what they're going to be growing requires light. So they're going to have some lights in there. And I just go ahead and put the airflow tiles under the lights. I'll leave that open. And then the other thing we have to do is I need a ladder up to there. And insulated tile. We want to use sandstone to insulate. And we're going to go insulated tile. Let's just cancel these ones that they haven't gotten to yet. And tell them that those are going to be insulated tiles instead. And that should do. Probably didn't need to go all the way over there with the insulated tiles, but it's okay. And I might, honestly, I might want to just like go down this way with the insulated tiles too. Really, I want to keep the heat out. And we got enough sandstone for it, so yeah, I'm okay. And I don't care if this gets a little warm. It's gonna have. I'm gonna have a little bit of a heat issue down here anyway because this thing's generating a bunch of heat. Well, it's not a bunch of heat, but yeah, there's a little bit of heat. A little bit of heat coming off of that. A little bit of heat coming off batteries. But overall, you can see that we are pretty much ideal. But yeah, you see this heat has been moved over into the base area quite a bit since we initially started. Yeah, this back bedroom area is getting pretty too hot. They're gonna get uncomfortable pretty soon. So, but this will fix that. They're insulating all that. Let's go ahead and tell them that all the dirt in here needs to be dug out. Yes. Ah, shoot! Priority dirt digging right here. Must be done super quick. What? Oh, they can't get to it because... Okay, I see. Open. Okay, that is weird. I've never seen that little. That's kind of a bug. I think. Ah, and then it's bedtime, so they gotta ignore it. So how are we doing? So you've noticed that we have not had to even think, not even slightly think about food since I set up the micro musher to continuously produce the lice loaf with our little garden over here. Now, if I don't get this fixed, I'm going to have an issue. But yeah, there we go. We're fixed. We're all good again. Now I can tell these go back to auto and auto. Does make it slower going in and out of the room by quite a bit, but that's all right. Actually, it takes them longer to go out than it does to go in. That's funny. Because they only open one door at a time going out. But they open both doors going in. Pretty cool. to make. Oh, it's not important. Really not important because I cannot grow my bristle blossoms until I have some cooling. There's no point in even trying until I can cool this room off, and I'm way far from that. The only reason I have done this is as I like to see where it's going to be. So yeah, this is not going to get operated. The top part of the farm is not going to get operational for quite some time. That dirt off of my crop. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. We've got a serious problem here. Why do they do this? Hang on, we gotta fix this or we're gonna have some serious issue real quick. Big priority 9. I knew I should not have put those doors in yet. Come on, come on. Everybody out, everybody out, everybody out. Get some oxygen. Oh, Dornell, Dornell, what are you doing over there, buddy? Deconstruct. Already 9. Come on, come on, come on. Somebody help him out. Make him fall. Make him fall. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that was close. We almost lost a dupe or two. That was some quick thinking right there, I gotta tell you. I think it was some quick thinking. Oh, let's set a new research task since they finished the current one. And again, at this point, yeah, we're gonna just go for a top tier thing because it's gonna do all the sub things. And I'm not really concerned about what order we do stuff in now because all got to be done. Okay, back to digging. Get this piece of dirt off of my crop again. Oh, now you guys are gonna get stuck in there. Great. Well, I guess they'll dig their way out eventually. Hydroponic farm, that can go back there. G9. Yeah, dig all this out of here. Highest priority. Highest priority. Get these guys loose. Now what I could do to help this all out would be to like put another ladder on this other side. It's not that important though. Now hopefully they're not gonna get themselves stuck in there again. Hopefully. And to bed. Everybody to bed. Wow guys, we've got work in plumbing, we've got research on the go, we've got a pretty good farm. As soon as yeah, we need to leave that open for now. And I remember why I didn't put these in earlier on in my previous builds, because yeah, we don't want to cut the oxygen supply off over to here for the moment. I'm pretty sure if I look, I'm going to check some real quick. Oxygen, polluted oxygen, or carbon dioxide. Okay, we're good. So yeah, eventually I will be able to pressurize this whole room with carbon dioxide and it'll be fine. But for now, we just want to let air in there so they can work. But other than that, I think we're good to go. What's this? Oh, doesn't have any. Oh, no. Oh, close to these guys to making a mess. Okay, we're okay. We have time. I was like, I never powered this up. Look, our plumbing is going to be all backed up. And yes, it's all backed up. So we've got to prioritize this. Power 9. Oh, dang it. I hate it when you're in one overlay and then you click on something, it doesn't automatically take you to the other overlay. There we go. I want the power overlay. I want a higher priority. And we just need to drop that down. Give it some power. And I'm going to let it go now. Also, we can plumb in our thing over here, which is going to be just to bring over that. Then we're going to bring this one up here and over to there. There we go. That will plumb into the... And yeah, that basically will turn our carbon dioxide back into water. Well, it'll get rid of the carbon dioxide. Turn it into dirty water, and then the dirty water will get turned back into regular water. So yeah, just basically sucking the CO2 out of the air is the idea there. Stop you sleeping on the job, yeah. You do a lot of sleeping on the job there, man. But I'm thinking we're pretty close to a wrapping up point here. Pretty close. It'd be nice to get this last little bit. And obviously I'm not going to have every area that I have assigned to be dug up, and all the other areas assigned. So, but food's not going to be a big issue. Food should not be a big issue. What is that over there? That slime. Oh, dang it! Forgot about that. Okay. We gotta deal with this quick, or there's going to be some later issues. So let's deal with this quick. All right, I'm gonna pause it for a second because I want to lay this all out, and I want it to have a semi-high priority. I'm gonna go up here because we need. All right. 1, 2, 3. That would be where. Nope. Let me figure this out real quick. Three, 4. There would be a wall there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There would be 4. Wall there. Wall there. 3. And then we want to have a little thing there, a little thing there, up. Basically, because we need a place to store our nasty nasties. And this is going to be our nasty nasties area. Let's give that let's just prioritize that whole thing there. 7's up here. Don't care about that wall. And we can cancel that. That was just a marker so I could see where I was going to build there. So yeah, we want to get this dug up, this area, and we wanted to build that in because that's where I want to store my slime and anything that might be contaminous with slime lung. I want it to go up into this area. Because later, in fact, let's check if we've got that research queued. Let me check. Where's it at? Right here. Yeah, we're gonna stop what they're doing, researching right now, because I need a deodorizer. That will get rid of the polluted oxygen, and you really, really, really want to get rid of the polluted oxygen now because polluted oxygen will spread germs. So if there's a little bit of slime lung and it's in polluted oxygen, it'll grow and it'll become more slime lung and more slime lung, and then it'll spread to the air around it. And if that air is polluted oxygen, it'll become, it's an exponentially growing problem, and we do not want to have that problem. Which also means that you can see we have polluted dirt, algae, slime, rock piles, things like that, all available now. I'm gonna go ahead and say everything can go in anywhere, but in a second you'll see that once these get created. Okay, let's unpause this so they can actually get to work on this. We do not want them. We want to put all the slime up here. So once we actually get up there, get one of those built, we're gonna say, store slime up here, priority 7. So if there is any slime or anything that gets dropped plus there's a few other things that typically have slime on them, like there's slime, there's clay. If we look over here, what's the other one? Slime, clay, algae's not usually the big issue. Sedimentary rock, that's the other one. Sedimentary rock is usually found in this area around the slime, so a lot of times it'll get infected as you're digging in that area. So what I'll do for that is I'll tell that sedimentary rock to go up there too. So, but how's our slime load? I mean, see, they all have a tiny bit of slime lung. Ooh, a lot of Dornell has a lot of slime lung. What are you doing? Yeah, so everybody's just got a touch of the slime lung. I mean, they're not sick, but they have the potential to become sick if I'm not careful. Dig that up. Actually, maybe not dig that up, because at least when he's captured like that, he's not over there eating my... Well, he can eat whatever's right there, but he can't eat that copper. That's important. I want to save all my copper. Probably should prioritize this a little bit down here. Not with a 7, but like I just want to get this area down here prioritized slightly. 6. Let's give a quick look at our plumbing situation. Oh yeah, we're good now. Caught back up with the backflow of sewage. And as soon as that gets done up there, then I'll have a place to store these ickies, the slimy stuff. Then the other reason is, if I put the slime lung, rot piles, and polluted dirt all in these things up here, they won't make polluted oxygen down here, which is exactly where I don't want it to be. You know, right at the core of the base, I don't want polluted oxygen. So if they're gassing out up here, and I put an air deodorizer right here, it'll prevent any polluted oxygen from coming out of that little area right there. It's exactly what I want. In fact, I wonder... what I do different there? Oh, I see. Is that right? It's right-ish, I guess. So we need a ladder right here, or it's not going to work out. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a piece of ladder right there, or it won't work out. And eventually that ladder is going to go higher, but I don't want them digging up this stuff until they have to. Okay, other thing I'm going to need to do is power this up. Fortunately, ding ding dink, done, powered as soon as it gets to that. Priority 6. So as soon as they're done with this area up here, they'll go down and work on that area down there, which is good. And we can tell them... I wanted to get the bottom one done first. Oh well. Oh well. Not that big of a deal. So yeah, we've completed a bunch of researches. It keeps telling me insufficient oxygen generation. We can check that, just to make sure that it's not telling the truth. Doesn't look like it. Look like we're fine, actually. Yeah, we're still fine. So I'm not sure what my schedule for releasing videos on this is going to be. I've got some old Minecraft files, or Minecraft video files that I'm working on releasing right now. You may have seen earlier that I released the Forever Stranded video that I did with Twitchi. Like, we recorded that 6 months ago. And I just never got to it because a bunch of nasty things were happening in my real life, I should say. So it just didn't, it didn't happen at the time. Prioritize 7. Come on, guys, get these done. All right. Well, anyway, these up here are gonna have polluted dirt, rot piles, slime. They're also gonna have, I think it's raw mineral sedimentary rock. I don't even have sedimentary rock as an option yet. All right, well, we'll worry about that later. But this one, we're going to say copy settings. over to all those. And then priority 7, that one. And then since I just hit a priority 7 on that, oh, gee, where did that come from? Blocking my door. Okay, they should. Let's take a look at the germs. Oh gosh, guys, why are you getting so much slime lung? Yeah, because we're digging around up in here. It's fine, but now they shouldn't. I'm gonna make sure that none of our things. Yeah, we want to make sure that they get all that slimy stuff and move it right up here. Looks like they did. I think. Is that just coming through the walls? I can't tell. But yeah, they're getting slime lung all over the base right now. It's not good. Not good. Yeah, the carbon dioxide is definitely... Well, it was starting to pile out. It shouldn't be now. This is now going. Yeah, we're good. Good. I do want it to pile up down here. I just don't want it to pile up anywhere above that area. The nice thing is, as soon as my reservoir gets lower than I want it to be, I'm not sure how these got up down here, but as soon as my reservoir gets lower than I currently want it to be, all I have to do is break this open and it's going to flow right down in here. I'm going to fill that back up. So that is one of the nice things about this thing. And I can do the same thing with this bit of water up here when this reservoir gets low again. So because doing the research, certain things do consume the water. They don't give anything back. You know, like the plumbing turns the water into dirty water, and then I can turn it back into regular water without really losing any volume of water. But when they come down and they pump water out and take it up and put it on the plants, I don't get that back. So yep, they should be moving up everything that has anything to do with slime up here now. And yeah, look, the bacterial load is actually dropping. Everybody's like resisting the slime lung. Good. Oh, look, and look how slimy this has become now. Look at the slime lung in that. Okay, cool. That's going to concentrate our slime lung to one area. That might sound bad, but it is actually a good thing. Let's also get our research going again since that kind of stopped up. And again, I'm just going to go back to doing that particular just random thing there. But come up here and oxygen deodorizer. We need this in a 9. Really doesn't matter what it is, but yeah, we'll put that in there as a 9. I am kind of tempted. Let's go ahead and deconstruct this one. Deconstruct that one. Hopefully somebody will come along and do that quick. Let's give that a priority of 6 because we definitely want them to be that get that polluted oxygen out of there. And copy these settings over to those 2 new ones that have been created since the last time. Okay, there we go. We got that in. Let's give that a little bit higher priority so that come along and just construct it. And this might be a little bit overkill, but I don't mind. I don't mind overkill because I do not want a dupe dying from slime lung. Which is not... If you just take a little precaution, this is very overcautious, what I'm doing here. If you just take a little precaution, you're probably all right. But, you know, why not overdo it? Why not? All right, let's take another quick look at the germ load. There's going to be a little bit of germ issue when they get over here and dig this out. So, but that's this all here. Okay, make sure we're not like, okay, so there's polluted oxygen in here. That's bad. See this polluted oxygen that's built up over here? That means that the slime lung is going to be able to breed. So we need to get that out of there. This might be a good time to start thinking about. And one other thing I want to do here, throw in an airflow tile right there. I want CO2 to be able to get out of here. But now I need to get the CO2 in here. The nice thing is if I have the CO2 in there, the slime lung will die off because it can't live in CO2. And okay, so ventilation. Did I put the gas vents in? No, you just put those gas vents in. Yeah. So we're going to pump the CO2 from right. No, actually, I want to go from right here. Maybe not right there. Maybe just a little bit over. Plumbing, ventilation. There we go. Since this is probably going to fill up a bit, I'm going to go actually right below the thing here. That'll work. Do that. Back to digging it out. And then we need to plumb it. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. We need the ventilation. We need to put the vents up that way. We want these to be out of sandstone because we don't want to waste my granite on it. And this is not a super high priority at the moment. Although, let me double check that slime lung in here. See, it's not going to go away till I get rid of that polluted oxygen in here. I got two options here. I can either like get rid of one of these plants for a second and put in a air filter. Might be a possibility. But I think if I just start pumping this room full of CO2 here shortly, it'll eventually deal with itself. Oh, you mean like this? Would that'd be better? Yeah, no, I'm down with that. Down with that. Yeah, this can be our water reservoir down in here. Now, technically what I should do is like split this and make one side contaminated water and the other side regular water, but it's okay. Oh, there is actually one thing I want to do. If I make that a tiny little divot right there, that way if any polluted water actually manages to fall down this, and I'm sure some will eventually, I'm sure some will eventually, it'll end up going in there, in that little spot, and then it won't get into the rest of the water as much. There's also the reason why I left this space. You know what? I know. I know what's wrong here. We need to do this. That's what we need to do. Make it one deeper. That way, if polluted water gets into the reservoir, it won't get sucked up by the pump under any circumstances, because it'll be like 2 tiles down and the pump can't reach that far away. And then I'll have the chance to mop it up. Hopefully. So yeah, that'll be our water reservoir. That'll be fine. It's a big water reservoir. Which is okay. Yeah. There's not that, you know, not that much clean water outside of these little 2 pools right here. Like if we go looking around, like all the other water we're gonna encounter on the map is mostly gonna be polluted water. Okay, we can clean it up. And that might be one of our goals, to clean up. Unless you're talking about one of these steam geysers. Like, here's our steam geyser, by the way, guys. Look, it's right down here. Steam geyser, that's going to give us, like, the clean water, but it's going to be super hot, and we'll have to figure out a way to cool it down before we can use it for most things. And just to get them to finish this little area over here, we'll put a ladder there, and, you know. In fact, it might not be a bad idea to just do... No, I can't do that. Now they're all going to be working underwater, getting hypothermia. Okay, so this is something that I'm going to want to be able to turn off, this this pump down here. But we'll just run that wire over that way, and then we just need to put a switch on it so we can occasionally turn it off. Food has decayed. Ah. So yeah, we're making so much food that they don't even have a chance to eat it all first. We can set these to all. Copy those settings. That also means we can now deconstruct this and put in some more storage over here. But yeah, we're definitely getting to that point to wrapping up. They've researched all of that. Let's go ahead and tell them what's kind of important. These are kind of important. We'll get to working on something else, but the state of the base right now is really how it's going to be like for a while, because I'm not going to be doing too much until I have like everything researched and I'm starting expanding. Yeah, you did talk a lot. That's all right, man. Talk all you want. Talk all you want. Yeah, what was I saying? These can now go back to. You know what? Do I have the better ones now? I do have the mechanized ones. So let's just deconstruct these at this point, because I'm going to want to put mechanized ones in. And the reason for mechanized ones is they open faster. And since there's two of them, and when they coming out, they open weird, and we'll do that. All right, we're doing good. Looking good. All right, so we are 28 days in. We are at 7% stress. We're doing good on the health. If we look at our germ overlay, we got a pretty good thing going on with that. The great thing about if you keep the oxygen not polluted, it'll actually kill the germs off. So you can see that there's not really many germs outside of what's actually inside this. Let me go ahead and disinfect the exterior of these, and that will kill a lot of that off. But I think, yeah, we've pretty much cleared the problem over here. I mean, they've got a tiny bit there, tiny bit floating around in here, and that's because of that polluted oxygen. But either as the duplicants breathe it in and get rid of it, or if I can get or if I can force it out the top here, then, you know, maybe up here close to things, it'll go away eventually. The other thing is I do very much like to have deodorizers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that just because anything that might seep out of these storage compactors, although we shouldn't have an issue with those now, because I believe if I'm correct, everything should be coming up here: polluted dirt, rock piles, and slime. Those are the things that release polluted oxygen. Let's look at, what was it? Raw minerals. That one now say sedimentary rock. We want those to come up here now too. Let's copy those settings all to there. There we go. And that might have them shuffling some things around for a second, because I just changed priorities on sedimentary rock. So if they had any stored, they're going to go, and if there's any sitting around, they might go pick it up. But yeah, no, we're good. We are good. Again, checking out that. Yeah, it is nearly, there's just a touch of it floating around in the garden, and I'd love to get rid of it, but I think it'll take care of itself eventually, as long as we don't allow the polluted oxygen to build up. They supposedly work like a normal mechanical airlock when they're not powered, but that's not true. They are still faster than a standard airlock, even when they're not powered. And it doesn't seem like when you power them, they really move any they work any better. So, maybe that's a bug. Hard for me to say for sure. But I know one thing, they definitely open quicker than the standard mechanized one, even without power, which is good. We need them to open quick there. But because we have our sink here, they're cleaning themselves every time they go to the bathroom. They've got shower. You know, we're staying pretty sanitary around here. Staying pretty sanitary. I mean, very, very little germs. Very little germs. So not too concerned about that at this point. We've got no issue with CO2 right now. In fact, let's double check this. Yeah, see, this is we need this to be a little bit higher priority, I think. Now let's go 6 that up. How we even get? We can get this. We can get over to that with 6. We can get over that with 6. That should get us there. And double check that those priorities did take. They did take. You just wasn't able to see the numbers when in the interface that I was in a moment ago. But yeah, they were the priorities that I was setting was taking effect. We actually kind of need to prioritize that too. Yeah, we got to prioritize all that to get to all this plumbing down in here. Okay, so they'll work on getting that plumbed so that we can get our CO2 pumping up into this area. We can also say, now that we have spore seeds, we can plant them. Priority 6, copy that setting across. That's also going to use up some of our slime because the mushrooms actually take the slime as fertilizer. But between the mushrooms and the mealwood, we're going to have enough to support 16 dupes, no problem. We don't even need to worry about the bristleberry or blossom seeds, bristle blossom seeds. We don't even have to worry about those until we start getting up, you know, above 16 dupes, and we're sitting at 7. We're staying at 7 on purpose. I think I might. Yeah, while they're finishing that up, I'm going to do one final thing. This will be the final thing that I show you during the stream. Now, I'm not going to let them, you know, you're not going to see it play it all out because I'm probably going to need to yeah. I lost my train of thought there. Sorry. It derailed. Is that right? That's centered. Yeah, it is. Good. Okay. We're good. That's what I want. Just like that. Sure. So what this is going to do, I'm going to come with a ladder. Come with a ladder right up through. This is going to be our oxygen generation room. Need that across there. And we're going to have an air pump up, oh, not a water pump, an air pump, gas pump at the top here. We're going to have a couple down at the bottom. So let's look at what we're going to do there. It's going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll have that electrolyzer right in the center, and we'll have this three space gap, and then we'll have electrolyzer, and then 3 space gap. What? Something's wrong. Did I not center this room or something? Oh, I didn't count the ladder. I gotta count the ladder as an air gap. It's part of the air gap. There we go. That's better. And then we'll have a single tile there, because those are gonna eventually have. Actually, maybe this needs to be airflow here too. Airflow. Yeah, we'll just make these all airflow in here because I want the gas to have just free reign to get to the top. Then we're going to go with some flower pots, because the biggest problem that you can have, and eventually we want to get the wheezeworts in there. The biggest problem you can have with the oxygen generation using electrolyzers is the heat. They create a lot of heat, and then they make the air that they're creating, the oxygen that they're creating, it'll be hot. You know, so what key did I hit there? It'll be hot, and then you'll pump it around your base, and it'll make your base hot, and then your dupes will become uncomfortable, and you can actually end up with a, you know, death by heat stroke problem eventually. And we don't want that. We don't want to get to that point. So we'll have Wheezeworts in here, and then that's only going to be one of the kinds of cooling that we're going to be using on this room because they produce a lot of heat. But then, where's my other thing here? Ventilation. There we go. Our gas pumps are going to be way down here on the floor, good far away from the electrolyzers, which is going to let them, you know, make sure that basically we're trying not to have to use, we do not want to have to use filtration on this, because if we have to filter it, then that's more power that we're using to, you know, to create our oxygen. We don't need to be super conservative because we have like practically unlimited power out of this geyser. Not unlimited. There's actually a very defined limit, but it's a lot of power. It's a lot of power that we can squeeze out of this, especially using a few extra tricks, like you use the power that comes out of this to generate more power. Yeah. So anyway, and then we will need a hydrogen generator. Actually, the hydrogen generator will probably go right up on top of here eventually. But we're just laying this out for the time being. I just wanted to see you guys lay it out. Probably in the first video episode, I'll go over this again. I'll probably talk about all the things we did on the stream, and, you know, plumbing, and why I'm doing 7 dupes. It works out because with 7 dupes, 3 algae deoxygenators will hold them. 3 algae deoxygenators is not good enough for 8 dupes, but it is good enough for 7 dupes because each one is worth 2.5 dupes. Can produce 2.5 dupes worth of oxygen. So 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5, plus 2.5 is 7.5. So if I had an 8th dupe, I would be running out of oxygen. But with just 7 dupes and 3 oxygen generators, I can keep them in oxygen as long as I have algae. So this room does not even need to be, I don't need to even be concerned about this until I run out of algae, or until I want to bring in more dupes. So, you know, there's my logic as to why we're staying with 7 dupes until probably around cycle 60 or so, when all the research, probably around cycle 70 actually. So usually between 60 and 70 at some point I usually get all the research to finish. So I'm just going to start the transit tubes next. Why not? It's going to be something I definitely want to put in later on as we get more advanced. Please answer me, what's the difference does powering versus not powering the mech? It does. There's supposed to be a difference. There's, like, when it's not powered, it's supposed to have the same properties as a mechanical one. Like, it opens at the same rate as the standard mechanical one. That's the supposed to. I'm doing air quotes here. I know you can't see it. But there's something wrong in the code, and they open the same rate regardless of whether they're powered right now. So at any moment, they could patch that. And then they'll work the way they're supposed to, which would still be okay for me. I don't need them to, but you can see they open quite quick. When they're powered, they're supposed to open even quicker. But like I said, in the current build, there's a bug. They don't have to be powered. So running power to them is just really kind of a waste of power at this point. But I expect that to be fixed soon. Like probably in the next update, especially since so many YouTubers exploit it. So, I mean, they have to be aware of the fact. Now, it might be that they're just doing that for the time being because they don't have these balanced out the way they think they should be. You know, who knows? Or maybe there is a slight difference. Like, if we slow down... Here. Oh, Well, I've got two right beside each other. Let's do an experiment. Let's do an experiment. I got two right beside each other. I got a power line nearby. Let's power one of these. Okay. Okay, well, let's speed it back up because I want them to get the power line in. Okay, they're doing it. They're doing it. Okay, now, the next time one of them goes in here, we should be able to tell if powering it actually matters. Twitchi, come here. Where'd you go? No, I don't want the ladder. I want Twitchi. There we go. I want him to move to here. He's going to force him to go through the doors. Come on up here. All right, we're going to see if there's a difference. There was absolutely no difference there, guys. Proof that powering the door does not matter. So having power to that door, bad idea. So in answer to your question, Zern, what is the difference between powering it and not powering it? None. Sad. But let's deconstruct the power line to that, because there's no point in wasting the power. Because like now, every time a dupe goes in and out, it's going to suck up a little power. We don't want that. Yeah, these are complaining because they're not actually in CO2. Did this? Oh, the CO2 pump thing is working. Are we pumping CO2 though? Yeah, mostly. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I originally had a filter on this. Okay, well let's tell them to turn that off as soon as they wake up. It's it's not enough CO2 down there to matter now, and we got rid of it all. Oh, it's down in here now. Okay, maybe this pump should be down here. Yeah. That's probably what should happen. Deconstruct that. And let's deconstruct all that. Let's put our ventilation pump, gas pump down here with our power switch. And I think I do want a filter on this. Filter. Gas filter. So, yeah. This will work out. Yeah, just like that. Or do I want it over? Man, I kind of want it over here, so it's not so. Oh, there's an easy way to do this. We'll just deconstruct this. Deconstruct that tile. It does not that matter. Cancel that. Deconstruct that tile. And then I can fit my, and I don't mind that one gap there. That's good. That'll let the CO2 down or in or whatever. Ooh, no, that's bad. I just realized that's bad. I'll be sucking oxygen down through that hole. Okay, well, we'll do it the other way then. Put it on its side like it's supposed to be. It actually works out pretty good. And then our plumbing, or I mean our gas pipes, we need the output here to come over and go there, because we want that to be their CO2. We want to filter the CO2 out and send it up to the garden. And then we want anything else, we'll just bring it over here. To hopefully where there's a bit of low pressure. Yeah, it's kind of low pressure there. Ooh, it's low pressure everywhere. Does that mean we are out of... Yeah, we're out. Currently don't have any algae to put in things, so... Quick fix for that is... Well, there's algae right there. Maybe we better just quick fix this. Quick fix. Boy, I said I was going to be done after I laid this out, and I'm still going. Oh well. As long as you guys are having a good time, right? And I'm having a good time. Actually, I am. So let's priority 9 this right here. Right here. That little section right there. That'll give us some algae to put in this deoxidizer down here, because we are running thin. Look at that. The whole base is thin. All because I just let us run out of algae. And I was pumping air into here and pressurizing it. That's hilarious. But it should push out up here, so we're good. Okay, so this is going to filter carbon dioxide. It's going to need power, but I want that power to be switched. I'm actually going to run it over this way and down this way to there and over this way to there like that, because if I put a switch right there, that will actually turn off the gas filter and the gas pump at the same time. That's probably not necessary to turn off the gas pump filter because it only takes power when there's stuff being pumped in through it. You know, it only takes power to do the actual filtering, so it's probably redundant. Probably could have just powered it directly and it'd been fine. But we need this to be connected up like so. That's almost in. And yeah, a little bit of work there, and then this will be ready to filter out our carbon dioxide and fill up our garden with carbon dioxide, which is what we want. Well, we mainly want this bottom level to be super full of carbon dioxide. In fact, what we should do is debatable. Because the top area I don't care what's up there. I just need this bottom area to be filled with carbon dioxide. So as this becomes pressurized with carbon dioxide, it'll push everything up out through the doors as they go in and out. But we're not there yet. We are not even close. Just stop the air scrubber for the time being. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing I can do is I can. That's a good point. If I want some CO2 to build up, I should turn this thing off. So let's put a switch on it. And now at least we're filtering our CO2 out. Put a switch on that. And yeah, so there's really no point right now. We don't have much CO2 built up. So now, yep, there we go. Now it's off, and we'll build up CO2. How's our stress? Stress level is way low. Immune system is great. We've got tons of food. We've got a very nice base for our dupes to live in. They really do like spending time in the primary areas, which is good because that's where they spend most of the time. I probably should do a little sweep job across the bottom here. That would probably help this area out a lot. I just realized the person over here is really not liking researching at the supercomputer. So let's fix that real quick. Let's give him a couple statues there. Oh, that'll help out. But I think we've had a good stream here, a good start. Like I said, in the next video, you can expect probably a rehash of what all we did in the stream. We'll get this oxygen thing going, and I'll probably start working on the massive power system that I have in mind. So anyway, guys, yep, we're gonna wrap it up there. Cycle 34, it's a good time. It's a good time. Take another quick look at the research tree to see what we get done. We're almost done with the transit tubes, which is going to mean that we're going to need to go figure out oil and all that other stuff soon, because I want to have that going on. I want to get that oil production or the plastic production going as quickly as possible, but that can be a challenge. That can be a serious challenge. So anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the stream today. I really do. But until next time, I will catch you later.